Welcome back to Frighteningly Genteel. As always, I'm your host, the narrator. Today we will be reading a very special story, one submitted by a very old friend of mine, Mr. Russel Bynum. His short story, entitled The Encounter. Because you're insisting on knowing what broke me, I will one last time taste these bitter waters, if only so you may not suffer as I have. Read on, then please burn this. I sat musing that evening when a brilliant star caught my attention through the window. Probably a planet. The ceiling light projected the room upon the glass, masking the night sky, and as I gazed, it began to flicker, then suddenly went out. My heart sunk. Despite knowing better, the thought of a planet vanishing chilled me. What could cause such a thing? Would it engulf the Earth too? I hurried outside, only to find clouds obscuring that part of the sky, with a gibbous moon rising opposite. My dread lingered despite the explanation, as I impatiently awaited the clouds passing. In time, they drifted north, but nothing emerged, save feeble stars. My waning fears redoubled. Then, something approached. Out of the still night came that which I shudder to recall. Something swarthy, slender, and deeply sinister. It approached like a shambling greybeard from some fantasy epic. I could not place its colors, for such felt unnervingly novel. Then it too vanished, only to reappear beside me. What I thought as merely some shambling vision now stood before me as a tall, clean-shaven, pitch-black humanoid, wearing a costly suit of bright hues with curious tailoring. It was not African, though a pharaoh came to my mind. Its red irises, surrounded by a strange violet-colored sclera, transfixed me, for both were faintly luminous. I realized, as I gawked, that it also surveyed that spot in the sky. With a devilish grin, it drew close to me and irresistibly directed my gaze with an enigmatic gesture. Its long, lean hand pointed to where the planet once hung as it spoke, with a hollow deepness.
As there, so here, in time. Chaos reigns beyond the spheres, and dwells below your feet. It crawls, and it writhes, and it waits, dreaming. That was not for you, but heed it well.
The vagrant sphere blinked back into existence as the dark entity vanished with a disquieting titter. I stood there, transfixed, shivering with a pervasive dread of imminent death. Panic swelled as I mentally raced through the residue of my life until my inevitable dissolution, which dredged in my bowels a fluttering pit so profound I collapsed shrieking, "No, no, 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 no!" over and over in a piercing falsetto. This inability to accept non-existence fueled my terror, until somewhere in my delirium a curious dream reawakened. In horror, I fled down endless halls, chased by nightmares. Upon finally reaching an egress, I, without hesitation, leapt backwards into a void. Tranquility unspeakable swathed me as I dissolved into blissful nothingness. I awoke to a paramedic kneeling beside me, oxygen mask to my face, surrounded by neighbors. I felt my life ebbing. Indeed, as I breathed the wholesome gas, I saw an unwholesome volume of blood surrounding me and oozing from my pores. The emergency lights stung my eyes so they wandered until alighting upon it again, gliding around a street corner. Instead of hysterically shrieking, I merely muttered,
I have seen it with my light, so I can get